Good evening and welcome into St. Laurence High School here in Burbank, Illinois, where tonight it's an undefeated showdown between the St. Joseph Chargers and the St. Lawrence Vikings. Hello, everybody. I'm Connor Klingen, and thank you for joining me here on Arena Sportsnet Chicago, where we are thrilled to bring you St. Joseph Chargers basketball all season long. Both of these teams won Thanksgiving tournaments and are looking to continue that momentum in CCL play. Led by Coach Gene Pingatore in his 49th season, the Chargers are sitting at 5-0 and are now ranked 14th by the Chicago Sun-Times, while the Vikings are 4-0 under first-year head coach Jim Sexton. Before tonight's game, I had the chance to sit down with Chargers head coach Gene Pingatore, hear his thoughts on his 1,000th victory, the season so far, and tonight's game against St. Lawrence. We're here with St. Joseph Chargers head coach Gene Pingatore in his 49th season, getting ready for the Chicago Catholic League opener against St. Lawrence. Coach, last season you notched your 1,000th win. Huge accomplishment, the first coach in Illinois boys basketball, just the 15th in the country. How would you describe that moment of achieving that?
I didn't personally pay a lot of attention to it, but the people around me did, and that made it very uncomfortable, and I'm glad it was over. But, when I look back at all the games that we played and participated in, it's all about the relationships, not the wins and losses. And I've said that, the fact that so many people contributed to those wins and losses. And we stay in touch with most of those people. Many are fans, former players, coaches that have gone by. That's what it's about. It's all about the people. So that's what's important to me.
Absolutely. Coach, 49 years, I'm sure you've seen plenty of change about the game. What aspects of your coaching philosophy remain relatively similar to when you started, and what aspects have you had to adjust to the times?
That's easy. Playing defense is the most important part of our philosophy, and that has, no matter what happens offensively and what changes have occurred, we better make a commitment to defense. And of course, the part that's changed that we've had to adjust to is obviously the three-point shot. In '87 we didn't have it. In '88, all of a sudden it was on us, and I'm sort of old school. I believe in the three-point shot, but I believe that if you can shoot it, you shoot it. If you can't shoot it, you don't shoot it. And I'm not sure that's the philosophy of most people today.
Yeah, definitely. With players like Stephen Curry out there, everyone wants to go out and shoot it.
Everyone thinks that they're Stephen Curry, right?
Well, Coach, having called the football games this fall for St. Joseph, I've seen the strong sense of community at this school, the support of the alumni. How important do you feel that family aspect is, not just to the program, but to the school as a whole? That's
what we're all about. St. Joseph's philosophically says we're a family, and it's so, and it's working because of all the people that come back. Oftentimes in big public schools, people don't go back. At St. Joseph, and not just St. Joseph, most private schools, Catholic schools. You're from Army, it's the same thing. People are always returning, supporting the school. I have former players that are on the board of directors tell me that I'm soft. You were tougher on us, Coach. So that's the important. It's all about people. We're in the people business, and the fact that we promote being family makes that a strong asset for us.
And we're hoping to have a lot of those people listening to the games this season.
Hopefully.
Well, getting on to this season, certainly things could change, but right now you've got a group of 5 senior starters. How many times do you think that may have occurred in your career, maybe if at all?
I don't know. When you think about it, I think back in... No, I can't even say that. I was going to go back to the 70s, and I start thinking, and all of a sudden a junior popped in my mind. I don't know. I'm not even sure it happened before. It may happen occasionally, in a given year, but to start the season with 5 seniors starting in the lineup, I can't remember, and it may never have happened.
But certainly nice to have all that experience in the program.
Well, that's a plus, the fact that they know what we do, and especially at the beginning of the year, when you spend a lot of time, 2 weeks to get ready for a tournament, and you try to cover everything. Well, if you have 5 seniors, it makes it a lot easier because they know what's going on.
Absolutely. And a 5-0 start so far for this group. I'm sure you don't pay much, if any, attention to the rankings, but they were unranked coming into the season. Do you think that put a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, being a little under the radar?
Yeah, I think so. I think because they knew from the summer that we were very competitive with the best teams around. And when they found that they weren't in there, they may have had something to prove. Now the key is to see if they can maintain.
And because now they are ranked 14th. A dramatic win against St. Charles East, a team that was ranked, with a tip-in by Jordan Boyd, one of his 13 rebounds. Not just Jordan, but really your whole team has been rebounding the basketball really well. How much of a luxury is that to have that be your specialty?
I think that's going to be one of our key strengths, the fact that we do go to the boards. St. Charles out percentage-wise outscored us on free throw line, outside shots, 3-point shots, and but we beat them by 18 rebounds, and as a result, we were able to win the ball game. But it's very typical of our games with St. Charles. By the way, we lost there a year ago by 1 point, 51-50 to the same team. They were all back, and for the most part, most of our guys were back. So we expected that kind of a game.
Well, the rebounding's been great, but just overall, how would you evaluate the team's performance?
I think they're doing very well, especially early on. It takes time. We don't want to be peaking at this point. We like to look at middle of January, so you get ready for end of conference play and for the state tournament. But early on, I think defensively we've been doing a better job than I expected, and that's been the key.
Well, a tough challenge tonight, Coach. St. Laurence, under their first-year head coach, Jim Sexton, they play an up-tempo style. They might use a little bit of full-court press. How do you prepare your team for that pressure?
We practice each week segments of press on our part and breaking presses. And so we should be okay. It's not going to be something that we haven't seen. And so it's just a matter of handling the pressure and taking care of the ball, and that's what we preach.
Last question, Coach. Since this is the first Chargers basketball game being broadcast on Arena Sportsnet Chicago, do you have a message for the alumni and fans out there listening?
Yeah, send money. No, actually, this is great. We jumped at the idea because a lot of people don't travel with us, and this will give them an opportunity to follow us. We have a lot of fans all over the country, so we're really happy this is happening.
Well, Coach, thank you so much, and good luck tonight against St. Laurence.
Thanks a lot, Connor.
I'd like to thank Coach Gene Pingatore for coming on and joining me for an interview before this game tonight. Coach going for win number 1,009 against St. Lawrence. And along with Coach Pingatore, I'd like to thank all the folks that made this possible. Brian Snow, the CEO of Arena Sportsnet. Mark Cisetti, the president of the St. Joseph Basketball Alumni Association. Coach Pingatore, of course, and athletic director Bruce DeSanto. I'd also like to thank head football and wrestling coach Rich Petrosky for starting the connection between Arena Sportsnet and St. Joseph. Well, as I mentioned in the interview with Coach Pingatore, tonight the Chargers will face a potent up-tempo attack of St. Lawrence. The Vikings will employ a 2-2-1 full-court press and try to force turnovers to get points in transition. Here are 3 keys to a Charger victory tonight. Key number 1 is to break the press and avoid those turnovers. Key number 2 is to use their size to gain a rebounding advantage and get the ball in the post. And key number 3 is to put together a 4-quarter performance. As Coach Pingatore mentioned, he doesn't feel this team has peaked yet. He doesn't want them to peak yet, and they have yet to play their best game. They'll look to do that tonight against St. Lawrence. The player to watch for the Chargers tonight is Jordan Boyd. The 6'6 center had 13 rebounds and a game-winning tip-in against St. Charles East to take home the Ron Johnson tournament. Jordan is averaging 8.4 rebounds per game on the season, and he'll look to continue to be a beast in the post. And right now we are about to have the national anthem. Just waiting on St. Lawrence here to get this going. And we can go over to the public address announcer here at St. Lawrence.
Saint Joseph, Mary Queen of Peace, Blessed Edmund, live Jesus in our hearts. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you can kindly remain standing, gentlemen, remove your caps. Let's honor America with tonight's national anthem. Tonight's starting lineup first for the Chargers of St. Joseph.
And there we have it, the prayer and national anthem here at St. Lawrence. And now we'll go through tonight's starting lineup. At point guard for St. Joe's is Chance Aldridge. At another guard, it's Ahmed Muhammad, a senior as well. 5 seniors in this starting lineup. And you have Jalen Boyd, 6'4", and his twin brother Jordan Boyd, also starting at 6'6", and then Jafari Brown, 6'3", another senior starting for the Chargers. Jafari leading the team in points per game thus far at 19.8. Jordan leading with 8.4 rebounds per game. Of course, the head coach of the Chargers is Gene Pingatore in his 49th season, assisted by Bill Riley, Tom McMahon, Chuck Murphy, and Cliff Scales. And then we have the St. Lawrence starting lineups. At point guard, it'll be Isaiah Harvey. Isaiah Harvey out of the Virgin Islands. Had to sit out a year after he came from the Virgin Islands, but he has really bloomed his senior year. And you have a junior, Timmy Malloy, in the starting lineup at 6 feet, averaging 9 points and 4 assists per game. Another senior, Jay Ulrich, starting for St. Lawrence at 6'3". At 6'2", Lance Jackson, another forward, averaging 10.8 points per game and 6 rebounds per game. And the man in the middle for St. Lawrence is Zion Fortune at 6'5", 17 points per game, 8 rebounds per game, and 4 blocks per game. Jim Sexton is the head coach for St. Lawrence in his first season at the helm for the Vikings. Coach Sexton will run that up-tempo style, looking to force some turnovers against St. Joseph. Like to give a shout-out to Charger alum Nick Vlahos, Vlahos listening in Peoria. Thank you to all the Chargers alumni and fans listening, and we're about ready to have the tip-off here from St. Lawrence. It will be Zion Fortune going against Jordan Boyd, and Jordan wins the tip for the Chargers as Chance Aldridge will bring it up the floor. Nearly lost it for a second, then handed it off to Jafari Brown. Now on the baseline with it is Jalen Boyd. Jalen backing his man in, puts up a short jumper, no good. Rebound is to Jordan Boyd. Jordan goes back up with it, can't hit. It's to St. Lawrence now. Vikings will have their first possession of the ball game. Here's Timmy Malloy on the right wing. Gives it over to Harvey for three, and it's good. Isaiah Harvey puts the Vikings on the board. They lead 3-0 with 7:27 to play here in the first quarter. So now the Chargers will have to deal with that full court press set up after the made three-point basket. They try to break it, but it's stolen away by the Vikings. Here they come now with Ulrich. He fakes the three, decided against it. Now on the right wing with it is Malloy. He'll give it back to Harvey up top. Harvey with Chance Aldridge on him. Over to the right wing for Lance Jackson. Jackson left wing now to Harvey. Harvey trying to drive, and he is fouled right around the free throw line. Looks like it was on Chance Aldridge. And they will say that was a shooting foul. It looked like it was kind of in between there for Harvey as he was trying to go up. Maybe he was going to do a shot fake, but he's at the line for two. First free throw from Harvey is good. That'll make it 4-0 Vikings. 7:03 to play here, first quarter. Harvey has scored all the points for St. Lawrence. Here's his second free throw. That's also good. 5-0 Vikings, less than a minute into this one. Good start for the home team, but the Chargers trying to respond here. That press, tough to break. Chargers still in the backcourt with it, but now Muhammad will bring it up, take a long two. That's no good. Rebound to St. Lawrence. Harvey bringing it up the floor quickly now, trying to drive all the way to the basket, and he was blocked there by Jordan Boyd off the backboard. They do get the offensive rebound, and the foul. No, a travel was called before. The St. Lawrence fans thought that Lance Jackson had an and one there, but the official called a travel before he could get to the basket. So a break for St. Joe's, and they'll look to respond here. Still trailing 5-0. All the way up the floor now, and a foul is called as Jalen Boyd was driving up to the basket with his right hand. He'll go to the line for two. Foul is called on Zion Fortune. That's his first foul. First foul as a team against St. Lawrence. First free throw is good for Jalen Boyd. Jalen and Jordan Boyd, the two twin seniors in the starting lineup for St. Joe's. Jalen's second free throw, also good. 2 for 2 there, and he is 10 for 10 on the season. 100% free throw shooter thus far. 5-2, 6:33 to play here in the first quarter. St. Lawrence back with it. It's Malloy on the left wing. Looking to go down low and wide open is Lance Jackson underneath the basket, and he puts in a little bunny with the right hand to make it 7-2 Vikings. Chargers able to break the press. Jafari Brown has it in the left corner, drives baseline, goes up, tries to put up kind of an awkward shot, gets his own rebound, puts it up and in on the left side underneath the basket. 7-4. 6 minutes to play first quarter. Jafari Brown scores 2 there for the Chargers. Vikings have that 3-point lead. Malloy with it on the left wing, gives it over to Ulrich, top of the key. Now Harvey on the right wing. They go down low for Fortune. His shot is no good. Chargers with the rebound. Muhammad brings it up the floor for St. Joe's. He'll hand it off now to Chance Aldridge, top of the key. Trying to go down low now to Jordan Boyd. Backs his man in, puts it up with a little hook and in. 7-6, a 1-point game now. Nice post moves down low there from Jordan Boyd. 5:30 to play, 1-point game as Harvey drives to the Vikings, and he is fouled and got the roll. It'll be an and one opportunity for the point guard for the Vikings. And he already has 7 points. And that's a second foul there on Chance Aldridge. 2 fouls already on the point guard for the Chargers. And he'll have to sit for quite a while with 5:27 left here in the first quarter. Harvey at the line looking for the and one. And it's down. That'll make it 10-6 Vikings. 5:27 to play first quarter. Chargers trying to break the press here. They get it ahead here to Jalen Boyd. Goes to the basket, no good, and then a foul on the rebound is called against Jordan Boyd. So a loose ball foul, and the first foul against Jordan Boyd. Third team foul against the Chargers, though. 10-6 lead for St. Lawrence with just over 5 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Harvey will give it to Lance Jackson, right wing. Now it's Malloy with it. Back to Harvey. Fakes the three. Nearly lost possession. Now gives it over to Lance Jackson, left wing. Trying to go down low, Fortune. Trying to back in against Jordan Boyd. Can't find any space, so he handed it off to Lance Jackson, who went in with his right hand off the back of the iron and in. 12-6 Vikings. Jafari Brown with it on the left side for St. Joe's. Thought about the three. Instead, he'll take it back out. Brown will give it down here to Jordan Boyd. Jordan was looking for his brother Jalen down low. Decided against it. Jafari Brown fakes the three. Now gives it off to Muhammad. Muhammad trying to drive. Now he'll pass it. Then a charge. A charge drawn there from Timmy Malloy as Muhammad was trying to pass it off down low. But St. Lawrence able to take the charge. The fourth foul on St. Joe's already in this first quarter. And that is the first foul against Muhammad. 12-6 Vikings with 4:15 to play first quarter. Here's Malloy with it on the left wing for St. Lawrence. And nearly lost the ball there, did the Vikings. But able to regain it is the point guard, Harvey. Harvey thought about taking the three, faked it. Now will take a long two near the free throw line. Can't hit, but it's a long rebound. It goes out to the Vikings. Now down low with it is Fortune. Fortune trying to make some moves, decides to pass it out to Malloy for three. That's no good. Rebound goes to St. Joe's. A chance for a fast break opportunity. They go down low, Jafari Brown, and he's fouled as he goes up. Vikings did not get back on defense there. It was a 3-on-2 for St. Joe's, and Jafari Brown was able to draw the foul. He'll go to line for two. Brown's first free throw off the front of the rim, no good. Coming into tonight, Brown was shooting 79% from the line. He is the leading scorer for the Chargers at 19.8 points per game. Second free throw from Jafari. This one is good. 12-7, 3:38 left to play here, first quarter. Two undefeated teams in a CCL crossover matchup. Lance Jackson with it for St. Lawrence. He'll give it over to Ulrich on the right wing. Looking for a pass down low. Instead, he'll try to dribble down, hands it off to Jackson. Takes a three now from the right side. That's well long. Rebound to the Chargers, trying to push. Jafari Brown in the left corner. Thought about taking the three, decided against it. Chargers now have a sub on the floor with John Robinson. Ahmad Muhammad for three, and that's good. First three of the ball game for St. Joseph, and that makes it a 2-point game. 12-10 St. Lawrence with about 3 minutes to play first quarter. Isaiah Harvey will give it to Lance Jackson. Now they go down low. Jackson underneath, and he is able to hit. Rather, that was Zion Fortune for St. Lawrence, the leading scorer. 6'5", 14-10 Vikings. Muhammad with it in the backcourt for the Chargers. Long pass was nearly stolen away, but knocked out of bounds by the Vikings. So St. Joe's will keep it on the offensive side of the floor. Jafari Brown will inbound for St. Joe's. Gets it into Muhammad in the backcourt. He'll take his time setting up the offense here. He's at the top of the key. Goes to the right corner. Jafari Brown for three from the baseline. That's good. He may be a big man, but he can shoot it. 14-13, but now Harvey going all the way to the basket for the Vikings, and that's in with the right hand. 16-13 as this game is really sped up, not at the pace St. Joe's wants it. Harvey with a behind-the-back pass, and it is laid up and in by Ulrich, and Coach Gene Pingator will take a timeout as the Vikings lead 18-13. Well, things got a little bit hectic there, and Coach Pingator a little bit unhappy with the pace of play because, as I mentioned in the pregame, St. Lawrence wants to press. They want this game to be up-tempo, whereas St. Joseph wants to get in their half-court sets, use that size down low to their advantage, but they find themselves trailing by 5. Tomorrow, you can listen to some college basketball as the Central State Marauders have a doubleheader against Lemoyne-Owen College. The broadcast will begin at 11:40 Central, 12:40 Eastern. It will be Brian Snow on the call. 2:13 to play here in the first quarter. Chargers with the basketball coming out of the timeout. They go down low here to Jordan Boyd with the left hand, no good, as he was right underneath the basket. Maybe a little contact, but no call. Isaiah Harvey bring it the other way for the Vikings, and he's fouled as he tries to go to the basket. Boy, the Chargers just have no answer for Harvey right now. The senior point guard already with 10 points in this first quarter, 10 of the 18 for St. Lawrence. Harvey from the Virgin Islands came up his sophomore year of high school, had to sit out that season as he misses the first free throw. But head coach Jim Sexton mentioned in the newspaper earlier, he's really adjusted now to the game here on the mainland, and he certainly seems comfortable tonight with 10 points. Second free throw from Harvey. That's also no good, so he misses both free throws as the rebound is collected by Jafari Brown. Muhammad will bring it up the floor for the Chargers, trying to drive all the way to the bucket, and he is fouled. A whole bunch of contact there, as there were a couple of different Vikings making contact there with Ahmad Muhammad. They eventually call the foul on Jaden Robertson, just the third foul on the Vikings. First free throw for Muhammad, and it rims out. 18-13 Vikings. Second free throw from Muhammad. That is good. Nothing but net there. 4-point game. 18-14. St. Lawrence Vikings with the lead. Just under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Here's Malloy with it. Gives it over to Robertson. Now Zion Fortune down low, and he traveled. Trying to make a couple of post moves. He was double-teamed, and then he took one too many steps. 1:39 to play, first quarter. St. Joe with the ball. But St. Lawrence setting up that 2-2-1 zone trap. Long pass ahead to Jafari Brown. He's open with a long two-point jumper. Can he get the roll? Yes, he does. It took about 4 bounces around the rim, but it eventually fell down. Now an attempt at a long pass for St. Lawrence was mishandled, but they're able to collect it and settle down. Harvey for 3 from the left wing. No good. Rebound to Jordan Boyd. Wide open is Jafari Brown on the other end of the court. He'll drive to the bucket. Had it blocked out of bounds. The Chargers will keep it on the baseline with 1:10 to play in the first quarter. Little bit of contact there. Again, no call. Muhammad gets it on the inbounds. Little floater, and he is fouled as he went up. So Ahmad Muhammad will go back to the free throw line. He was 1 of 2 his last time here. Chargers trail it by 2 with just over a minute remaining here in the first quarter. Muhammad's first free throw is good. Ahmad Muhammad coming into tonight, averaging 10.8 points per game, along with 2.4 rebounds and 1.8 assists. Second free throw from Ahmad is no good, so it'll remain a 1-point game with just about a minute to play here in the quarter. Vikings with it now in the left wing with Robertson, and foul called. Looks like it was off the ball. Called on Jafari Brown. That's his first foul. 6th foul, though, already in this first quarter called against St. Joseph. Inbounds pass wide open is Fortune, but he is blocked. Swatted away by Jordan Brown. Up ahead for Jalen Brown underneath the basket, and he's fouled as he went up. So the play of one brother on the defensive end leads to a free throw opportunity on the other end for Jalen Boyd. As it looked like Zion Fortune was wide open off of that inbounds pass, but then Jordan Boyd just came and swatted him as Jalen Boyd's first free throw ties the game at 18 with 50 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Isaiah Harvey has been the star so far for St. Lawrence, 10 of their 18 points. Second free throw here for Jalen Boyd. That is good, and the Chargers have their first lead of the ball game with 50 seconds to play in the first quarter. Harvey puts off a little floater, and it is good. A little off balance there, and the Vikings take a 1-point lead in a high-scoring first quarter, and a travel called against John Robinson of St. Joseph as he was facing some pressure from that press. Ended up walking with it. 39 seconds to play first quarter. Wonder if St. Lawrence will hold for the last shot of this first quarter. Harvey will bring it up over the midcourt line. Zion Fortune with it. Now Harvey on the left wing. Harvey was fouled on the floor before he could drive, and it's a 1-and-1, as that is the 7th foul against St. Joseph and the 2nd foul against Jafari Brown. The Chargers are in some foul trouble tonight, as Jafari Brown has 2 fouls. Chance Aldridge had already picked up 2 fouls. So you have 2 starters in foul trouble early here for St. Joe's. Isaiah Harvey at the line here for the 1-and-1. First free throw, no good. Rebound, though, taken by St. Lawrence, as Fortune had it. Now a three-pointer from Robertson is good. 23-19 Vikings. 15 seconds left in the first quarter. Now it's stolen away. Ulrich with it for St. Lawrence. Gives it over to Harvey with 8 seconds to play first quarter. Ulrich in the corner, 5 seconds to play first. Robertson, 2 seconds, 1. He takes a shot at the buzzer and hits it, and it's a 3. Looked to me like he was inside the three-point line, but they're giving him 3. It's 26-19, St. Lawrence at the end of the first quarter. Boy, the Chargers had taken a 20-19 lead, or rather a 19-18 lead, and then it was an 8-0 run to close out that first quarter by St. Lawrence. We'll be back in a moment with the second quarter. Welcome back here to St. Lawrence High School. Chargers find themselves trailing 26-19 after that first quarter. They had taken the lead, but then to close out that quarter, St. Lawrence went on an 8-0 run, punctuated by a three-pointer at the buzzer by Jaden Robertson. That press causing some problems by St. Lawrence, some turnovers by St. Joe's, and foul trouble, definitely a story for the Chargers, already with 7 fouls. 2 on Jafari Brown, as well as 2 on Chance Aldridge. And the Vikings start with possession here in the second. Harvey with the ball. Now it's Ulrich at the top of the key, being guarded tightly by Jalen Boyd. Now they give it to Robertson. Robertson drives, kicks out onto the left wing, and he is fouled on the floor. Foul is called against John Robertson, the sophomore guard. And that will put Timmy Malloy on the line for a 1-and-1 for St. Lawrence. First free throw from Malloy is good. 27-19 Vikings. 7:45 to play second quarter. Second free throw from Malloy. Nothing but net, both of them. 9-point lead now for St. Lawrence, 28-19 early in this second quarter. Chargers having a little trouble with the press. They are able to break it as Jalen Boyd has possession. Ahmad Muhammad, top of the key, 3. Off the front iron, no good. Rebound to St. Lawrence. No, it's stolen by Robinson. Or does he have it? No, St. Lawrence does. There was a little bit of a battle for the ball on the floor, and the Vikings came away with it. Isaiah Harvey will pop a 3. That's good. 31-19, and Coach Gene Pingator will take a timeout with 7:15 to play second quarter. Boy, the Chargers had taken a 1-point lead late in that first quarter, but it has been a crazy run here for St. Lawrence. 13-0 run after St. Joe had taken a 19-18 lead. Yeah, certainly this Isaiah Harvey, who came from the Virgin Islands, 15 points already. And we've still got over 7 minutes to play here in the first half. Vikings haven't gotten much, if anything, going down low with their big man Zion Fortune. He's been held to 2 points so far, but it hasn't mattered too much. Chargers back with the basketball. Here's Jalen Boyd on the right wing. He'll take a short jumper. No good. Rebound, a foul on a loose ball, and it's against St. Joe's. So they'll go to the line now for a 1-and-1. Foul is called against Antonio Hardaway. Hardaway, the transfer from St. Viator, also played on the football team this season for St. Joseph at defensive end. Free throws now for Zion Fortune. Front end of the 1-and-1, that's good. 32-19 Vikings. 7:06 to play here in the first half. In what was a back-and-forth game, but the Vikings have taken control. Still plenty of time, though, as Fortune hits the second to make it 33-19, a 14-point lead for St. Lawrence. Jalen Boyd over to Jordan Boyd. He's on the left side behind the three-point line. He'll hand it off to Robinson. Now Ahmad Muhammad with it. He'll hand it off to Jalen Boyd. Hands it off back to Robinson. Robinson on the right wing. Now he'll hand it off to Jalen Boyd. Back to Robinson for three. That's good. Chargers needed that one. That'll make it 33-22, and now the Chargers will go with a press of their own. See if they can force some turnovers, and they do, as there was an errant pass by St. Lawrence, and St. Joe will take over. 6:32 to play first half, 33-22, St. Lawrence. Muhammad with it. He'll hand it off to Jalen Boyd. Hands it off back to Robinson. Now baseline Ahmad Muhammad. Drops it back off. There is Jordan Boyd hitting the short little jumper from about 3 feet to make it 33-24. Using that 6'6" size. Harvey driving down low. Dishes it off. No good. Rebound to the Chargers with Antonio Hardaway. Now they have a man in the front court in John Robinson. He shoots a three. No good. Rebound is to Jalen Boyd. He puts it back up, and he was fouled underneath the basket. He'll go to line for two. And just like that, the Chargers right back in this thing way too early to say that St. Lawrence had complete control, because really it was just the turnovers that were causing problems for the Chargers. First free throw is good from Jalen Boyd. He's been perfect at the line this season. Now 11 of 11. Hope I don't jinx him here. Here's the second one. 33-25, second free throw. That's also good. 33-26. Chargers keep going with that man-to-man press. Nearly a steal, but Isaiah Harvey is able to come away with it in the backcourt for the Vikings. Just under 6 minutes to play first half. 7-point lead for St. Lawrence. Jaden Robinson with it on the right wing. Gives over to Malloy, and they'll give it back to Harvey around the midcourt circle. Harvey trying to do some crossover moves against Muhammad, and he was fouled on the floor. Foul goes against Ahmad Muhammad. That's his second foul. And the 10th foul against St. Joe, so now it's the double bonus for St. Lawrence. 2 free throws here for Isaiah Harvey, who already has 15 points in this one. First one is good. Nothing but net there from Harvey. Senior point guard out of the Virgin Islands. Second free throw. Also good. 35-26. Vikings with the lead. 5:39 to play in the first half. Here's Jalen Boyd. Boyd spinning his way in the lane. A short little jumper is no good. Rebound taken by St. Lawrence, trying to push it the other way. Nearly lost the ball, and then a foul is called against John Robinson. And that's the third foul on John Robinson. So now with a lot of starters in foul trouble, you have essentially the sixth man for the Chargers, John Robinson, with 3 fouls. And the first free throw is good from Timmy Malloy. 10-point lead for the Vikings, 36-26, 5:24 to play in the second quarter. Malloy's second free throw also good. Now entering the game for the Chargers is Kyle Flournoy. Coach Pingatore is going to have to trust his bench in this ballgame with the foul trouble, as nearly losing the ball there was Jordan Boyd. Flournoy with it on the left wing. Now Ahmad Muhammad, top of the key. He'll hand it off to Jalen Boyd. Boyd gives it off now to Jordan Boyd. His shot no good. Rebound Antonio Hardaway. Nice offensive rebound there by Hardaway. As Jalen Boyd hands off to his brother Jordan. Had it blocked, goes back up, can't hit. Another rebound. He'll go up a third time. This one rolls all the way around the rim and is in to make it 37-28. But Harvey will push it the other way, trying to go all the way to the basket. No good. Rebound. Oh, coming flying in there was Jay Ulrich to steal away a rebound, and he was able to convert underneath the basket. 39-28 St. Lawrence as a timeout is called. 4:30 to play in the first half, and that timeout was called by St. Lawrence. Chargers find themselves in an 11-point hole. I mentioned at the top, as long as they can avoid those turnovers, they can have success with their size. But the question is, can they break this press consistently enough to have success? We'll see another sub checking in soon for the Chargers. Kyle Fuller just went up to the scorer's table, getting ready to check in. So St. Joseph will have the ball. Again, they trail at 39-28 with 4:30 to play in this first half. Ahmad Muhammad will inbound it from the baseline, gets it into Jordan Boyd. Back to Muhammad. He's still in the backcourt. Need to get it over the midcourt line, and they do that. Muhammad with it on the left wing. Tried to get it down low there to Jordan Boyd, who was posting up, but it was kicked out of bounds. Chargers will have it on the baseline. Kyle Flournoy will inbound it for St. Joe's. Gets it into Muhammad. Muhammad brings it back out, resets the offense, hands it off to Jalen Boyd beyond the three-point line, takes a jumper from the free throw line, rolls off the back iron and in for 2. 39-30. Chargers down by 9, 4 minutes to play, first half. Harvey facing a double team. He's able to get around it. Tried to hand it off there, goes out of bounds, and they're going to say it was off of St. Joseph. So St. Lawrence will inbound in the front court with Jay Ulrich. Isaiah Harvey with it beyond the three-point line. Tries to dish it down low. Deflected and stolen by the Chargers. Jalen Boyd will bring it up the floor. Gives it over to Jordan Boyd for 3. That's good. 3-point basket puts the Chargers back within 6. 3:37 to play in the first half. Flournoy applying pressure here to Isaiah Harvey. Harvey trying to cross him over. Can't do so. Good defense there, but a pass over to Robertson for 3. No good. Long rebound is to Jalen Boyd, and he's got some numbers heading the other way. They call a charge as Jalen Boyd was driving to the basket. One of those 50-50 type calls. Couldn't quite tell if the St. Lawrence man had set his feet, and Jalen Boyd is stating his case to the official here. As Timmy Malloy comes back onto the floor for St. Lawrence. And a foul was called before that ball was inbounded.
Charger foul number 4, Kyle Flournoy, that's his first.
Foul is against Flournoy, his first foul. Foul trouble been a big part of the story in this first half for St. Joe's. John Robinson picked up 3, Chance Aldridge with 2, Jafari Brown with a couple as well, as Isaiah Harvey hits the first free throw to make it 40-33. 3:21 to play first half. Second free throw by Harvey. That's also good. 9-point lead for St. Lawrence. As Jeremiah Williams, the 6'2 sophomore, comes onto the floor for St. Lawrence. Chargers with the basketball. Muhammad with it in the backcourt. Looking ahead now to Jalen Boyd. Had a little trouble with the pass, but he was able to hang on the left side. Now trying to drive the lane. Had it stolen away. Harvey trying to push it for the Vikings. Goes all the way to the hoop. No good. Put back attempt also isn't there. Now the Chargers may have some numbers the other way. Stopping is Jalen Boyd to pull up for a short jumper. That's no good. Rebound to the Vikings. Harvey on the right wing. Now it's Malloy with it. Back to Harvey, facing immediate pressure from Flournoy, trying to drive, and he did travel. Little jump step there. And the right call as Harvey did travel. 2:42 to play, second quarter, 8-point lead for St. Lawrence, 41-33, a high-scoring first half. Flournoy with it. Now wide open is Jordan Boyd. Does a little step, and they say he traveled. And Jordan Boyd did not like the call there. Looked to me like he did not travel, but it was called. Thought he took one too many there, did the officials. 2:30 to play, first half. Isaiah Harvey does a little crossover move, and he was fouled on the floor. That goes against Kyle Flournoy, so now he's picked up 2 fouls. Harvey back at the line, already has 19 points, looking for 20 here on the first free throw. And that's good. He's been going to the line often tonight. Vikings have not gotten their big man Zion Fortune going. He only has 4 points, but Harvey now has 21 as he hits the second free throw. 10-point lead for the Vikings with 2:20 to play in the first half. Flournoy able to break the press. Now it's Jalen Boyd on the baseline. He's fouled on the floor. That foul was called on Donovan Slater. His first foul, 7th on St. Lawrence, so it'll be 1-1 for Jalen Boyd. First free throw from Jalen, that's good. Jalen Boyd with 9 points now. And officials now giving a warning here to a couple of players. Might have been a little bit of talking out there on the floor. Oh, now they're going to call a technical, and that's going to go against St. Lawrence's Isaiah Harvey. So what a break for the Chargers, who are trailing by 9. They give a technical foul here. That's some extra free throws and the possession. Oh, what a break for the Chargers. This is a big moment. Jalen's second free throw is good, so that's the second free throw from the foul. Now he'll shoot the technical free throws, and he gets 2. So Jalen Boyd's going to get 4 foul shots here, and then I believe St. Joe's would still get possession. His third free throw, no good. 43-35 now. That is the first missed free throw of the year from Jalen Boyd. Here's the 4th free throw in the sequence. This one's good. So he goes 3 of 4 from the line. And now St. Joe's will have the ball, only down 7. .213 to play. Ahmad Muhammad goes down low to Jordan Boyd, backing his man in. A little right-handed hook is good. 43-38 as Jordan Boyd pulls the Chargers within 5. Now Harvey trying to drive the other way. Blocking foul is called against St. Joseph.
Charger foul number 14, Ahmad Muhammad.
Foul against Ahmad Muhammad. and that is his third. So much foul trouble in this first half for St. Joseph, as Harvey's free throw rolled all the way around the cylinder and then out. The 3 fouls on Muhammad, 3 fouls on Robinson, 2 on Jafari Brown, and 2 on Chance Aldridge. Muhammad staying in the game with just under 2 minutes to play first half. 6-point lead for St. Lawrence, 44-38. Here's Jordan Boyd going all the way to the hoop. They call a charge. As they do say, Zion Fortune set his feet there. Now Jordan Boyd has 2 fouls. And Antonio Hardaway will come on to replace Jordan Boyd. 6-point lead for St. Lawrence. 1:49 to play first half. Fouls and turnovers have been the difference, and Isaiah Harvey's performance for St. Lawrence already with 22 points for the point guard, but his technical foul just a little bit ago could prove to be costly, as St. Lawrence had a 9-point lead. It's now down to 6 right now. Chargers going with a man-to-man full-court press. And a foul off the ball here. Second time they've called that before the inbounds. And so now Harvey will go to the line. That's against Kyle Flournoy. That's his 3rd foul.
Isaiah Harvey shoots 2.
Well, that's going to be the key to the second half. Can St. Joseph avoid fouls? Because they have a number of players in foul trouble right now. 2 players on the floor with 3 fouls here in the first half. Harvey's first free throw is good to make it 45-38. St. Lawrence. Second free throw by Harvey, also good. 8-point lead for the Vikings. What a performance so far for Isaiah Harvey. 24 points in this first half. And he also has just 9 points in this quarter on free throws alone. So that shows you how much trouble the Chargers have been in with these fouls. But now a foul called against St. Lawrence. It'll be a 1-and-1 as that was on the floor. 9th foul against St. Lawrence. Ahmad Muhammad will go to the line for the 1-and-1. Looking to pull the Chargers back within 6 here. First free throw from Muhammad. That's good. Seven-point lead for the Vikings. Second free throw for Muhammad. That rims out, rebound, St. Lawrence. Harvey brings it up the floor, already with 24. To Timmy Malloy for 3. That's good. Puts the lead back up at 10 for St. Lawrence. And now the press causing problems again. It's stolen away. Here's Donovan Slater trying to execute a bounce pass. Shot was no good from Harvey. Now Muhammad with it for St. Joseph. Just over a minute to play here in the first half. Chargers trailing by 10. Muhammad will hand it off to Jalen Boyd. Long 2 from the top of the key, no good. Rebound St. Lawrence, and a travel as the Vikings were trying to come away with that rebound. Zion Fortune took an extra step as he was trying to corral that ball. There's Ahmad Muhammad looking for a screen here, gets around it with the left-handed lay-in is good. 49-41. Chargers trailing by 8, 45 seconds left. Isaiah Harvey with it now for St. Lawrence. Over to Donovan Slater on the right wing. Now Timmy Malloy left wing. Offensive foul. Off the ball, may have been an illegal screen there.
St. Lawrence foul number 30, Jeremiah Williams.
That goes against Jeremiah Williams of St. Lawrence, his second foul. Chargers will inbound here against the full court press. 35 seconds to play first half. Chargers may want to hold for the last shot, or if they can break this press and get a wide open look, but they'll reset things now. 25 seconds left here in the half. Muhammad with it around midcourt. And they will hold for this last shot of the first half. 15 seconds left. Now at 10, Jalen Boyd with it, looking for a screen from Hardaway. Now gives it over to Hardaway, trying to drive baseline, can't hit. Rebound Fuller, no good with the putback. And that will do it for the first half. After 2 quarters, a high-scoring affair. The St. Lawrence Vikings 49 and the St. Joseph Chargers 41. Isaiah Harvey with 24 points for St. Lawrence in that first half. For the Chargers, Jalen Boyd with 11 points and Ahmad Muhammad with 8 points for the Chargers. Really a thrilling first half, but not the kind of performance that St. Joseph was looking for. Early in the ballgame, may have been a bit rattled by the press. Started to come back, actually took the lead in that first quarter, but then a hectic sequence to end the first, and at the beginning of the second, I counted as a 13-0 run for St. Lawrence. The Vikings at one point had the lead as high as 14 points, but heading into the half, they lead it by 8, and with the way things were going at one point, the Chargers have to take that right now. We'll take a quick break here on Arena Sportsnet Chicago, and we'll be back in a little bit here from St. Lawrence High School. Welcome back here to St. Laurence High School, where the St. Laurence Vikings lead the St. Joseph Chargers 49-41 at the half. The story of that first half for St. Joseph, foul trouble. 17 fouls as a team in that first half. Isaiah Harvey has capitalized on that. He's made 14 free throws for 14 of his 24 points to lead all scorers in this one. Nobody on St. Laurence has more than 7 aside from Harvey with his 24. Jalen Boyd, the leading scorer for the Chargers, with 11 in that first half. Ahmad Muhammad with 8. But Ahmad Muhammad has 3 fouls. Kyle Flournoy has 3 fouls. Jafari Brown has 2 fouls. And Chance Aldridge has 2 fouls. So you would think Aldridge would be able to come back now. He had those 2 fouls, but a bit more trouble for Muhammad with those 3. He did stay on the floor in the first half when he picked up that 3rd foul. But that's the question for the Chargers. Can they avoid that foul trouble moving forward in this second half? And the other key, avoiding those turnovers. And the guards as well, maybe due to the speed of Isaiah Harvey, 11 fouls by the guards for St. Joseph in that first half. Down low, the Chargers defense has done well containing Zion Fortune. Only 4 points for Fortune thus far. He came in averaging 17 per game, but Harvey has been the man to do it. It's pretty simple for St. Joseph. Stop Harvey in the second half, St. Joseph will win the ball game. And if they can avoid sending him to the free throw line and avoid giving him open three-point shots, they should be able to come away with a victory here, despite the fact that they trailed by 8 going into the second half. We saw St. Joe have success down low, especially with Jalen Boyd, Jordan Boyd as well. And Ahmad Muhammad started to get going outside as the shooting guard and at times the point guard for St. Joseph. He took over as the point guard when Chance Aldridge picked up those 2 fouls early in the first quarter. And that was a blow to St. Joseph, having to deal with a full court press and losing your starting point guard. That can be tough. Muhammad did a solid job breaking it as well, but some turnovers in that first half against the 2-2-1 zone trap employed by head coach Jim Sexton of St. Lawrence. Coach Sexton in his first season, he was an assistant here the past 2 years. And they like to play that up-tempo style both defensively and offensively. So they want this game to be at a faster pace. St. Joseph can play at a fast pace as well, but with the size advantage they have, they'd probably like to slow it down a little bit more, get into some half-court sets, and get opportunities in the post for their big men. Chargers come back out onto the floor to start the second half. They'll go with the original starting lineup. Chance Aldridge back in there with Ahmad Muhammad, the 2 guards. Jafari Brown, Jalen, and Jordan Boyd. St. Joseph will start with the basketball in this third quarter. Again, they trail it 49-41. They'll move left to right here from our view at St. Lawrence on the balcony here at St. Lawrence High School in Burbank. St. Lawrence just this year switched to being a co-ed school. They were an all-male school for a number of years. So a school in transition as the Chargers start with the basketball. Here's Jafari Brown spinning his way into the lane, puts up a short jumper from 5 feet, and that's good, 49-43. St. Joe scores on their first offensive possession of the second half. Vikings back with it. Zion Fortune had it stripped away. Jalen Boyd tried to come up with it, and then it was tipped by Malloy, and the Vikings able to pick it up in the backcourt. They try to go back to Fortune down low, and he travels. He's been called for a travel. That's about the 3rd time tonight down low. He is struggling with that matchup underneath, having to go against Jordan Boyd. Chargers break the press. Jalen Boyd with it now. Gives it back to Aldridge. Aldridge hands it off to Muhammad on the left wing. Gives it over to Jafari Brown on the right side. Now Jalen Boyd just past the free throw line. Try to go down low to Jordan Boyd with the left hand off the glass. No good. Foul called. That foul was on the shot there. That's on Zion Fortune. His second. The first foul in the second half. Jordan Boyd at the line for 2 free throws. First one no good. Boyd came into the night at 50% at the line. Missed the first free throw. Here's the second one. Nothing but net. 5-point game as the Chargers have scored the first 3 of this second half. 7 minutes to play, third quarter, 49-44 Vikings. Isaiah Harvey at the free throw line looking for a pass. Gets it to Johnson, and he puts it off the glass with his right hand and in. 51-44 as Jackson gives the Vikings a 7-point lead once again. 6:45 to play, third quarter. Wide open is Jafari Brown driving to the basket. A little bit of contact, nothing called there. Offensive rebound to St. Joseph. Here's Jalen Boyd, free throw line jumper off the back iron. Rebound battled for, and the Vikings come away with it as Ulrich hands it off to Harvey. Wide open up the floor is Zion Fortune. Easy right-handed layup. Back up to a 9-point lead for the Vikings. Chance Aldridge over to Jafari Brown on the left wing. Thought about the 3, decided against it. Over to Muhammad. He'll take the left wing 3. Rims out. Now the Vikings will bring it the other way. Harvey all the way to the basket with his left hand. No good, but the putback is right there by Zion Fortune. But meanwhile, Isaiah Harvey went down there after that lay-in attempt. Came up limping a bit here, and that would be a massive loss for St. Laurence as St. Joseph calls a timeout. They trail by 11, 55-44 with 6:01 to play here in the third quarter. Well, Charger fans, we'd like to remind you to tune in next Friday night on Arena Sportsnet Chicago for the home opener against Leo. That'll be at 7:30. We'll start our coverage at 7:15 Central Time here on Arena Sportsnet Chicago. Really excited to be with you all season here on ASN Chicago. We'd like to thank everybody at St. Joseph, especially Coach Pingatore, the athletic director Bruce DeSanto, and Mark Sassetti. Rather, that game is at 7 o'clock, and it will be the home opener, so we will be live at 6:45 Central Time. This CCL crossover game, a high-scoring affair. Both of these teams on pace to be in the 80s by the end of this ball game. But right now, an 11-point lead for the Vikings as Jim Sexton is looking for a marquee win in his first season. But the Chargers know they can very quickly get right back into this one, down by just 11. Chance Aldridge will bring it up the floor as they break the press. Goes down low Jafari Brown, and he was fouled over the back. Underneath the basket. That was on the floor, though, as the foul was called on Malloy. Lloyd just jumped onto the back of Jafari Brown there. So now it's Jordan Boyd in the quarter. Goes down low Jafari Brown with a little hook shot. Stuck on the back of the rim, and it falls out. It was stuck there for a full second. Looked like it was maybe going to be a jump ball for a moment. As now Harvey drives all the way to the basket on the right side. Puts it up and in. 57-44 St. Lawrence. 5:32 to play, third quarter. Jordan Boyd with a short jumper. That's good. Mid-range from the right side. Beautiful shot by Jordan Boyd. 11-point game. 5:20 to play, third quarter. Isaiah Harvey with it for the Vikings. Posting up is Fortune. Fortune fakes the shot. Now looking for a pass. They reset things with Harvey now. Chance Aldridge playing D on him. Handed off for a corner 3 from Johnson. Rebound is tipped out of bounds. It will stay with St. Lawrence as Jordan Boyd put a hand on that one. And the Vikings will keep it. 5 minutes to play, third quarter, 57-46. St. Lawrence with the lead and the basketball. Isaiah Harvey takes the pass in the backcourt. He'll try to drive, and he traveled clearly there. So we'll go back to the Chargers. St. Joe's trying to break this press. Chance Aldridge will do it. Middle of the lane is Jalen Boyd. Tries to put it up with the left hand. No good. Vikings come away with the rebound. And now it's stolen away by St. Joe's after an errant pass. And Ahmad Muhammad will put in the lay-in. It was a 3-on-1 there for the Chargers, and Muhammad was the man to finish it up. 57-48 St. Lawrence. And now looking for Lance Johnson on almost a little bit of a alley-oop, but the pass went high and out of bounds. Chargers will take over. 4:20 to play, third quarter. St. Joe's breaks the press. Here's Chance Aldridge trying to go for the bounce pass down low, stolen away by St. Lawrence. Harvey coming with it quickly the other way, goes with the right hand off the glass and in, and now Harvey is in massive pain right now. Oh, and you hate to see that. He's having an incredible game, but that's the second time we've seen him come up lame there, and this does not look good for Harvey. The senior, who's having probably his best game of the season, looks like it might be a cramp. So if that is the case, he should be able to come back in this one. As they're stretching out that leg, it definitely does indeed look like this is a cramp. And he's been running up and down the floor, so it makes sense that he'd be cramping up right now, and hasn't gone to the bench really at all either. As the crowd here at St. Lawrence gives a big round of applause to Harvey. And Harvey already has 28 points as he walks over to the bench. And he is walking under his own power, so he should be able to come back in this one. We'll have to see. 4:05 left in the third quarter. 59-48. Long pass up ahead to Jafari Brown in the corner. Now Brown will drive baseline off glass and in. 59-50. St. Lawrence with the lead. Timmy Malloy, right wing. They go to Fortune, posting up against Jordan Boyd. Trying to find a shot, can't get one. Passes it back out. Now it's Johnson, left wing. Go to Timmy Malloy. He fakes the three. Now in the corner, Zion Fortune will shoot a three. No good. Rebound was fought for, and a foul over the back there going for the rebound. That will be called against Lance Jackson. That's his third. So the Chargers take over after the foul. Wide opens Jafari Brown, breaking the press, and he stepped out of bounds as he caught that ball. Looks like Jafari there didn't quite know where the sideline was, and he was called out on it. Goes back to St. Lawrence. Here's Timmy Malloy, left wing. Now a foul called against St. Lawrence offensively. Oh, it's 3 seconds in the lane, rather. So the Chargers will take over. Here's Muhammad. Up ahead to Jafari Brown. He brings it over the midcourt line. Back to Muhammad, left wing. Gives it off to Jalen Boyd. Jalen Boyd out. John Robinson, open three. Yes! 6-point game. 2:55 to play as Robinson hits the three. St. Lawrence with it and a 6-point lead. Here's Jaden Robertson. St. Joseph bench making some noise, and a foul called there as Robertson drove to the basket. He'll have a chance for a 3-point play. Well, St. Lawrence couldn't ask for a better response as that foul was called against Jalen Boyd. That was his second, the first foul against St. Joseph in the second half, here with 2:39 to play, as Jaden Robertson is at the line looking to complete the and one. Robertson's free throw, no good. Rebound taken by Jalen Boyd. The Chargers look to push it now with Jafari Brown. Off to Robinson for another three. No good. It rims off the back iron. Offensive rebound, three from the top of the key. Muhammad, there it is. And now the Chargers right back in this one. 61-56, but a foul called on the other end as Muhammad hit that three. He's got 13. But then Jalen Boyd was called for a foul on the other end. as St. Laurence delivered a baseball pass underneath the basket. And then Jalen Boyd was just trying to save face there, committed a foul, his third. So St. Lawrence will inbound from the baseline. Isaiah Harvey is back into the ball game, and that's a good sign for the Vikings. Now open underneath is Jackson. Nearly had it blocked by Jordan Boyd, but was able to score. 63-56, 7-point lead for St. Lawrence. Now it's Jalen Boyd going to the bucket. Had it blocked away. Vikings coming with it on the other end. Harvey thought about the long three, decided against it, wisely so. That was NBA range right there. Back to Harvey, right wing. Now Lance Jackson trying to spin around the baseline. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, it looks like they're going to get Jafari Brown, as they're going to say he tripped Lance Jackson. Looked to me like Jackson just fell down, but call goes against St. Joseph. Vikings will have it on the baseline. 1:48 to play third quarter, 7-point lead for St. Lawrence. Inbounds pass almost stolen by Muhammad, but instead Malloy will take a three. It's long. St. Joseph pushing it the other way. Jalen Boyd was fouled on the floor. A reach in there. Goes against Isaiah Harvey. That's his second foul. Harvey with 28 points already. Fourth team foul on St. Lawrence here with 1:38 to play third quarter. Chargers will inbound from the baseline. Muhammad, the inbounds man, gets it into Jafari Brown, and Brown is fouled. As that foul goes against Lance Jackson, his fourth. And Jackson will have to take a seat probably until at least midway through the fourth quarter. Jackson started this game as the inbounds underneath. Shot is missed. Now it's Jordan Boyd with the putback, and he gets it in there with the left hand. Nice little floater from in close. 5-point game. Vikings with the lead. Harvey pushing it forward, trying to get all the way to the basket. Has it stolen away. Muhammad up ahead to Brown, trying to corral the basketball underneath the basket. Couldn't quite get there, and it's out of bounds. It will go to the Vikings. As Brown was wide open there, but the pass was just a bit too long, and he couldn't track it down. It's back to St. Lawrence with 1:10 to play, third quarter. They have a 5-point lead, 63-58. Harvey on the right wing. The point guard with 28 already. And traveling called against St. Lawrence. Coach Jim Sexton unhappy. Now, wait a minute. Now they're saying there was a foul on Jordan Boyd. You don't see that too often, but the call against St. Joseph, as it looked like they called traveling for a moment, then Jim Sexton had the argument. But anyway, St. Lawrence back with the basketball. Here's Jaden Robertson, right wing, and it's stolen by John Robinson, but he's facing a trap in the corner, able to get out of it to Ahmad Muhammad. 45 seconds left, third quarter. Muhammad will settle down. Robinson at the top of the key, fakes the three, gives out Jafari Brown on the right corner, and he takes a mid-range jumper from the baseline. No good. Rebound to Jordan Boyd. Hands it off to Jafari Brown. Right hand underneath the basket, off the glass and in. 63-60, a 3-point game with 25 seconds to play in this third quarter. St. Joseph with all the momentum right now. But the Vikings will hold for the last shot of this quarter with 15 seconds left here in the third frame. 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Harvey with the basketball. Waiting for his moment to attack. Takes a mid-range jumper. No good off the front iron. 3 seconds. It's stolen now by St. Lawrence. Long three. Almost there. It was on line, but just a bit short. So at the end of the third quarter, St. Lawrence 63, St. Joseph 60. We have got a barn burner here at St. Lawrence. A high-scoring, back-and-forth affair. Boy, what an opener to the CCL. It is a crossover game, so it will not count for the conference record. But you can tell these two teams both desperately want to win this ballgame and keep their undefeated records alive. St. Joseph has trailed by as many as 14 in this game. In the second quarter, they've cut it to 3 now. And as I mentioned, Chargers have all the momentum. The key we mentioned at halftime was stop Harvey, and they can win the game. Well, they've limited him a bit more in this second half. He did come out for a moment with a cramp, but even when he's been back in the game, the Chargers have done a much better job defending him and avoiding fouls. St. Joseph had 17 fouls in the first half. So far in the second half, just 4 team fouls for the Chargers, but that foul trouble still will be a story here in the fourth quarter, as all 5 players on the floor, at least listed on the floor right now on the scoreboard, have 3 fouls for the Chargers. As Harvey had 4 points in that third quarter, and considering he has 28 in the ballgame, that is definitely limiting him. St. Lawrence starts with the basketball, and it is Isaiah Harvey with it. Now it's Lance Jackson. He's in the ballgame with 4 fouls. Ulrich for 3. That's good. As Jay Ulrich hits the 3 after the assist from Harvey. Pass was nearly blocked away for St. Joseph as John Robinson takes a jumper from the free throw line. That's good. 66-62 as John Robinson has put in a strong showing off the bench. Harvey with it, gives it to Jackson, and he travels. Tried to go with the shot fake, then took a couple of steps. It's back to the Chargers, and they trail by just 4. Chance to make it a 2-point game or possibly even a 1-point game on this possession for St. Joseph. Jalen Boyd driving with it underneath, up and under, no good. Rebound to St. Lawrence. 7 minutes to play, fourth quarter, 66-62. Vikings with the lead. Harvey driving, trying to pass it on the baseline. Stolen away by Muhammad. Tried to pass it off a St. Lawrence player. Goes out of bounds. Charger basketball. Great hustle there by Ahmad Muhammad, trying to save that ball and then pass it off a St. Lawrence player. It ends up going out of bounds, and it will be St. Joe's ball. 6:58 to play. Chargers trail by 4. John Robinson bounced past Jafari Brown underneath, and he is fouled from behind as he went up. That foul against Jeremiah Williams, who was trying to swat the ball from behind, but he caught much more of Jafari Brown's arm than the basketball. So Brown goes to the line for 2 free throws. 6th foul against St. Lawrence. First free throw from Jafari. That's good. 3-point game. Second free throw from Jafari Brown. Also good. Nothing but net. It's a 2-point basketball game, folks. Once again, the Chargers trail by as many as 14 in this one. Harvey with it. Underneath, and that is good from Jeremiah Williams from in close. Lead back up to 4 for St. Lawrence. 6:30 to play in the ball game. John Robinson with it on the left wing. Now back out Ahmad Muhammad. Posting up is Jordan Boyd. Muhammad free throw line jumper. Rims out, and foul called against St. Joseph on the rebound attempt. They got Jalen Boyd for going over the back there. That's his 4th foul. 5th team foul against St. Joseph. St. Lawrence will take back over with that 4-point lead, 68-64. Timmy Malloy, left wing. Now it's Isaiah Harvey with it on the right wing. Lance Jackson for 3 at the top of the key. No good. Rebound is taken by St. Joseph. Jalen Boyd up ahead to John Robinson on the right wing. Robinson will take a 3. No good. Rebound was fought for. Foul called against St. Lawrence. Looks like that one went against Ulrich, and it will be a 1-and-1 for St. Joseph, as that's the 7th foul against St. Lawrence. Jordan Boyd will be at the line.
Checking in for the Vikings, number 31, Donovan Slater.
as Donovan Slater comes in, and Isaiah Harvey just headed to the bench in pain once again. He has been dealing with cramps all night, as the free throw from Jordan Boyd is no good off the back of the rim. But can't St. Lawrence survive with a 4-point lead without Isaiah Harvey, who's been their star tonight? Donovan Slater will take a three. That's no good. Rebound foul called against Timmy Malloy. And we've seen a number of loose ball fouls go against St. Lawrence trying to get rebounds. They're having trouble dealing with the size of St. Joseph to come away with rebounds. So now it'll be a 1-and-1 for Ahmad Muhammad. 5:34 to play in the ballgame. Chargers trail it 68-64. Muhammad's first free throw. No good. And the front end of the 1-and-1 has killed the Chargers on the last two possessions, as they haven't been able to hit that first one. St. Lawrence back with it. Malloy on the left wing, looking for a man. St. Lawrence having a much more difficult time getting their offense in motion without Harvey, but they'll take a three, and it is good. Jeremiah Williams hits. 7-point lead for St. Lawrence with 5 minutes to play. As now Jalen Boyd gets by the press. Ahmad Muhammad with it beyond the three-point line. Jafari Brown thought about the three, dished it back out. Muhammad for three, no good. St. Lawrence with the rebound, 4:50 to play, and timeout is called. Well, the Chargers had cut it to 2, but now St. Lawrence has pushed the lead back up to 7 points, 71-64. This timeout was called by St. Lawrence. They have 3 timeouts remaining. The Chargers have 2. It's been a thrilling game thus far in this CCL crossover. Foul trouble, an issue for St. Joseph in that first half. Cut down the fouls dramatically in the second half. But the issue for St. Lawrence, they could be without Isaiah Harvey for the rest of this ballgame. He's had to come out on 2 different occasions with what look like pretty agonizing cramps. He's getting stretched out on the sideline right now. Harvey's been the leading scorer by far in this ballgame for St. Lawrence, as the Vikings will inbound from half court. 4:49 to play. The 7-point lead for the Vikings. Vikings get it into Donovan Slater. Now it's Timmy Malloy on the right wing. Try to get that pass back into Lance Jackson. Foul called on Muhammad. That's his 4th. So now you have Jalen Boyd with 4 fouls and Ahmad Muhammad with 4 fouls. They're both staying on the floor with 4:38 to play. The Chargers need him. Inbounds is wide open to Zion Fortune, and it's a 9-point lead for St. Lawrence. 4:30 to play in this one. Chargers need to come back quickly now. John Robinson for 3. Yes! It's a 6-point game now as Robinson hits another 3. He has been key off the bench with 11 points. 73-67. Slater facing some pressure from the Chargers in the backcourt and a travel. Just like that, the Chargers have the ball, only down 6 after the 3 by John Robinson. Boy, Robinson came in averaging just 0.8 points per game. He has 11 in this one, including a couple of 3-pointers. Jafari Brown with it at half court for the Chargers. 4 minutes to play. They trail by 6. Ahmad Muhammad on the right side. Gives it to Jordan Boyd at the free throw line. Back out Muhammad, right wing. To Jalen Boyd. Puts up a little hook shot. It's in, and the foul. What a nice post move there by Jalen Boyd. A little hook shot draws the foul as well. He'll look to complete the 3-point play at the line. And that's the 9th team foul against St. Lawrence. The 4th foul on Timmy Malloy. Here's the free throw. Looking for the and one from Jalen Boyd. No good. 4-point lead for St. Lawrence. 3:50 to play in the ball game. 73-69. Here's Jeremiah Williams with a little teardrop, no good. St. Joseph with a rebound, and now a man is hurt in the backcourt for St. Lawrence. St. Joe's has 5-on-4. Short jumper, no good. Rebound, Jalen Boyd, up and in. Back to a 2-point game. 73-71 as now a timeout is called as Jeremiah Williams limps to the sideline. He must have landed badly after he put up that little runner. 73-71. Back to a 2-point game with 3:26 to play. What a ball game. But the Chargers just haven't been able to capture the lead. Meanwhile, Isaiah Harvey is making his way back onto the floor for St. Lawrence with 28 points tonight. He's had to come out on 2 separate occasions due to cramps, but he has been the key for St. Lawrence, the catalyst to their offense. Also plays well defensively as a guard. But just a 2-point ball game, 3:26 to play, 73-71. 3 timeouts remaining for St. Lawrence, 2 for St. Joe's. Harvey brings it over the midcourt stripe. Gives it to Ulrich, right wing. Now Zion Fortune. Jaden Robinson look underneath. And that's no good from Ulrich. Rebounds tipped. Back out to Jaden Robinson. Very nice save there. And then a foul was called off the basketball. Who was this against? It's Ahmad Muhammad. He is fouled out. That is a big loss for the Chargers as Muhammad will have to head to the bench fouling out. And that's the 7th foul against the Chargers. It'll be to 1-1. Chance Aldridge will come back onto the floor. Jaden Robertson is the man at the line for St. Lawrence. Vikings with that 2-point lead. Here's the front end. No good. Rebound Chargers. Chance to tie or take the lead with 3 minutes to play. Chance Aldridge on the right wing, and that ball was kicked. Chargers will keep it inbounding from the baseline. No, rather they'll inbound from the sideline. Aldridge will be the man to inbound it. Gets it into Jalen Boyd. Boyd nearly lost possession. Now gives it to Jafari Brown, who's posting up. His little hook shot no good. Rebound to St. Lawrence. Harvey bringing it the other way now for the Vikings. Dish it out to the corner 3. Jaden Robertson, no good. Putback attempt is good, and the foul from Lance Jackson. And the Viking lead up to 4 with 2:42 to play, and Jackson going to the line looking to complete the 3-point play. That's also the 4th foul on John Robinson, who's had a huge role in this game off the bench. Free throw is good from Jackson, 76-71. Still just a 5-point game, 2:40 to play. The Chargers trail it, just haven't quite been able to tie this one up yet. Slowly inching their way back. Can they do it in this last 2:30? Robinson on the left wing, goes to Chance Aldridge, long 3, no good. Rebound to St. Lawrence. Trying to push it ahead. Jaden Robinson thought about the 3. Now they'll go Zion Fortune in the lane. Puts it in with his right hand. 78-71. St. Lawrence, 2:10 to play. Timeout is called by St. Joseph. They trail by 7. And you notice the big difference, Isaiah Harvey coming back into the game. The flow of the offense for St. Lawrence is just so much better with Harvey at the point guard spot. And that's not any offense there to Donovan Slater, but Harvey is the much more experienced and talented player with 28 points. And the big man for St. Lawrence has got going a little bit here late in the ballgame. 12 points for Zion Fortune. For St. Joseph, Jafari Brown with 16. Also, Jordan Boyd with 16 points, Jalen Boyd with 15, and John Robinson with 11 in the ballgame so far. But Ahmad Muhammad fouled out. Started at shooting guard this ballgame. Foul trouble's been a key story tonight for the Chargers. There's still plenty of time left to make a comeback down by just 7. It will be difficult. But with the talent on this team, the Chargers certainly have a chance. 2:10 left. So the Chargers will inbound from the baseline as Jafari Brown will have it at midcourt. 2 minutes to play. Fourth quarter. St. Joe's trailing by 7. They go down low to Brown. He's fouled. Puts it up, but just can't quite get the roll. He'll go to line for 2 free throws. Jafari came into the ballgame shooting 79% from the line. As that foul was called on Lance Jackson, so now he's fouled out. So both teams have had players foul out of the game. For St. Joseph, it's Ahmad Muhammad. For St. Lawrence, it's Lance Jackson. And that will bring Timmy Malloy back to the floor. He has 4 fouls as well. So foul trouble not just a problem for St. Joseph, but also for St. Lawrence. Jafari Brown at the line for 2 free throws. 1:56 to play. First free throw. It's good. Back to a 6-point game. 78-72 St. Lawrence. Second free throw for Jafari. No good, as that one looked like it was halfway down, but just came out of the cylinder. 78-72, Vikings back with the ball. Full court press for St. Joseph. They've got Harvey in a trap, and timeout was called by St. Lawrence as the Chargers nearly had Harvey in a tie-up, but the timeout was called just before what would have been a jump ball, and possession is pointing the way of St. Joseph, so that would have been a turnover going the Chargers' way. So a timeout, St. Lawrence. Again, 78-72, under 2 minutes left in this one. In what has been a thrilling game. And we'd like to give a shout-out to former St. Joseph Charger basketball manager Ravi Rao, who's listening in Dallas. Thank you for joining us tonight here on Arena Sportsnet Chicago, and thank you to all Charger fans joining us in our inaugural broadcast here on ASN Chicago. I'm Connor Kling, and I'll be with you all season. We really appreciate all the support. It should be a lot of fun. Chargers trailing by 6 right now, but believe me, they are still alive in this one. 1:45 to play in the ballgame. St. Lawrence will have the ball. They'll inbound from around midcourt. Ulrich will be the man inbounding it. Ulrich gets it to Harvey in the backcourt. Trailing by 6, the Chargers will have to apply plenty of defensive pressure as there was a kick ball by Chance Aldridge as he jumped into the air there to try to deflect a pass. It went off his foot. Another inbounds here for St. Lawrence. Trying to get it in, tipped out of bounds by St. Joseph. It will stay with St. Lawrence, but a tough spot to inbound from. Down in the far corner of the court. This could be an opportunity for a turnover for St. Joseph. Really tough inbound spot down near the end of the St. Lawrence bench. They are able to get it into Robertson. Robertson gives it over to Harvey. Harvey now facing a double team, stolen by Jafari Brown. Brown bringing it up the floor. Underneath, no good. Rebound, Jordan Boyd puts it up, no good. Jafari Brown with another putback. It's a 4-point game with 1:17 to play. And play was stopped for a moment there as Jafari Brown rolled over a St. Lawrence player, but he gets back up to his feet. St. Lawrence will inbound from the baseline. They lead by 4, 1:17 to play. Looking for a pass in. They get it to Harvey. Blocking foul called against Chance Aldridge. Aldridge picks up his third foul. Should be 1-1 here, as that was the 9th foul against St. Joseph. Puts Isaiah Harvey on the line. In the first half, he made 14 free throws, so he's a strong free throw shooter, but a lot of pressure here, leading by 4, and this is a 1-1. Has not scored in the fourth quarter yet, has 28 in the game. First free throw from Harvey is good, and you have to give him a lot of credit with the cramps he's been dealing with tonight to be able to make a key free throw like that. Pretty huge. 5-point lead for St. Laurence, 1:16 to play. Second free throw from Harvey as he takes a deep breath here. No good off back iron. Rebound Jordan Boyd. Here's John Robinson bringing up the floor. Goes to Jordan Boyd beyond the three-point line. They give it to Chance Aldridge. Now Jafari Brown with it near half court. 1 minute to play in this one. They go down low. Jordan Boyd. Boyd looking to make a move in the post. Gets underneath. And he puts it in off the glass on the baseline. 79-76 three-point game as Harvey's able to break the press. 47 seconds, and now the Chargers are going to have to start fouling as they trail by 3. And that goes against Jafari Brown. That's his 4th. The problem you have now is that the Chargers need to foul, but at the same time, they have almost every player on the floor in foul trouble. Harvey has 2 shots now. St. Lawrence leading by 3. First free throw is good. 80-76 St. Lawrence, 45 seconds to play. Second free throw for the senior from the Virgin Islands. Also good. Nothing but net on both of those. 5-point lead for St. Lawrence. Chargers are going to have to hurry. 40 seconds to play. Jafari Brown with it. Tries to drive, and he's fouled. So Jafari Brown will go to the line with 38 seconds to play as that foul is called against Zion Fortune. That's his 3rd. Both teams in the double bonus with 38 seconds to play here. Jafari Brown already with 19 points. First free throw is good. Front of the rim, back of the rim, and in. 81-77. The hope here for the Chargers is another made free throw and then a steal. Second free throw, no good. Rebound, Chargers. Jalen Boyd goes up and he's fouled. This is where the rebounding ability of this St. Joseph team really comes into play. Coach Pingator mentioned that's really the strength of this team this season, their ability to rebound the basketball. And now Jalen Boyd will be at the line for 2. Chargers trail by 4. 37 seconds to play. First free throw. Good. Big free throw there from Jalen Boyd. 81-78. Chargers still trail by 3. Second free throw from Jalen. Also good. 81-79. St. Lawrence looking for an inbounds pass. They're able to get it into Robertson. Having some trouble in the backcourt, though, and it's stolen by the Chargers. Jalen Boyd, the lay-in, and he ties it up with under 30 seconds to play. 81-81, 25 seconds to go. Isaiah Harvey with it on the left wing, and now St. Lawrence will hold for the last shot of the ball game. Oh, what a game we have here. 12 to go. Harvey with it on the right wing. Under 10 now. Harvey's the man. They want to take the shot. 5 seconds. He takes a 3. It's good. It's good with 2 seconds to go. And St. Joseph called a timeout. St. Joseph called a timeout. St. Lawrence is acting as if they won the ball game. A huge shot from Isaiah Harvey as he collapses to the floor with those cramps he's had all night. Coach Pingator did call a timeout. There's 0.8 seconds on the clock, but I believe there should be more time put on. As Coach Pingator called that timeout nearly immediately, but Isaiah Harvey makes a huge three-pointer. They still only have 0.8 seconds on the clock. They have not put more time on yet. It looks like an official now will be adding more time on. So now the Chargers Need a three-pointer to tie it here. 3.6 seconds, so they do have some time here to set something up. They also have one timeout left, so ideally, as there's a timeout now, ideally for St. Joseph, they would get the ball over half court. They have no timeouts left, actually. That was their final timeout. My apologies there. So they do have to go from the baseline and get a three-pointer. So 84-81. St. Laurence chanting this one's over, but Chargers still have a chance here with 3 seconds to go. This is one of those times where you're kind of hoping it would be NBA rules where they'd get the ball at half court, but they're going to have to go from the baseline. You have to give all the credit in the world to Isaiah Harvey, 34 points, and then he hits that three after coming out of the game with what looked like an awful case of cramps. But the Chargers will try for a miracle here, and now St. Lawrence will call a timeout to set up their defense.
That's a full Viking timeout. St. Lawrence with 1 left. Ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion,
it's a full minute timeout for St. Lawrence, as they're making an announcement here for the fans to stay off the floor after the game, as St. Lawrence student section may be trying to get on the floor, as this would be an upset if St. Lawrence hold on. But again, 3.6 seconds for St. Joseph. They'll have a chance. They'll just have to get it all the way down the floor. We'll see what Coach Pingator can come up with here for this squad. And you bet if anybody could come up with a play in this type of situation, it would be Gene Pingator. So here we go. 3.6 seconds left. Jim Sexton probably telling his team to foul St. Joseph and not give them the chance to shoot a three-pointer. What may be a good strategy for the Chargers is if they see that foul being initiated, go up and shoot and see if they can draw the 3 free throws. That's always the interesting choice for a head coach in this situation defensively. Do you foul or do you let them shoot the 3? Aldridge inbounds it, throws a long pass, and it's stolen by St. Lawrence. And a foul there by Jafari Brown, and they just let the clock expire in this one. That will do it for the ball game. St. Lawrence 84 and St. Joseph 81. A tough loss for the Chargers on the road here at St. Lawrence, but all you can say is an incredible ball game between two excellent high school basketball teams. It's not often you're going to see two high school teams get into the 80s. Now, I'm sure both coaches may be a little disappointed in some of the defense, but at the same time, some great offensive basketball by both of these teams, a great effort by the Chargers, but they come up just short, and their record will fall to 5-1. Meanwhile, St. Lawrence will improve to 5-0 on the season. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight here on Arena Sportsnet Chicago. We'd like to thank Brian Snow, the CEO of Arena Sportsnet, Mark Sassetti, the president of the St. Joseph High School Basketball Alumni Association, as well as Coach Gene Pingator and Athletic Director Bruce DeSanto. For all of us here at Arena Sportsnet Chicago, I'm Connor Klingen saying so long from St. Lawrence High School, where the final score is the St. Lawrence Vikings 84 and the St. Joseph Chargers 81. Isaiah Harvey, player of the game, with 34 points and a game-winning three-point basket in the final seconds. We'll be back on Arena Sportsnet Chicago with the Chargers taking on Leo next Friday night at 7 o'clock. Coverage will begin at 6:45 here on Arena Sportsnet Chicago.